Hey bros,
Heh.
we're here with one of my favorite PS2 games.
And this is the PS3 HD remake version. It's just me, Spence Bros. Remember that?
So I'm doing this a little bit different. Usually for all the games that I do, I practice beforehand. We're just going to try, at least this first part, to do it completely blind because it's been so long since I played this game, at least 10 years.
Well, I figure...
And just watching like the cutscenes will probably like ruin it for me, so I want to experience it.
I figure early on, it can't be anything crazy.
I remember later on the game gets pretty hard. This game isn't easy for sure, but also
Nick should be here.
Attach robotic ignition system. Thank you for using technology.
I hope I can turn on subtitles.
Yeah, I was gonna say my subtitles. That's a big pet peeve when you can't turn on subtitles and you're like, dude, seriously? Like on a newer game too. So the PS4 one that I played a bit is pretty decent. It's supposed to be, I think, a reimagining of the first one.
It's a remake, and they changed the story and the motivations of the characters.
Yeah, because I don't I was playing it and I was like, I don't remember this.
I have pretty negative thoughts about the remake. It looks nice. It plays probably fine, but the changes that they made to Ratchet and Clank as characters and the story in general are just like the most like cynical. Like that game was supposed to also be like a movie, and it seemed like it was just like curated to be as soulless as possible.
Yeah.
To like appeal to Hollywood kids, and it just is so soulless.
I agree. But like the gameplay was like alright, but I was like watching the story, I was like, what is this? Like Captain Quirk was like, I think was being like bad and stuff, and I was like, what?
Well, Captain Quirk is like a traitor.
In this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't remember.
That's something that's not different, but the way that they do it in this game is a lot better than the remake. And my biggest problem with this game is that Ratchet in this game has a bit of an edge to him. Like, he's not edgy, but he's kind of like he doesn't take crap from others, and he's quick to anger, and he kind of has like a sarcastic sense of humor.
See if you can turn on the subtitles.
And in the remake, he's just like a goody two-shoes, wants to be a hero.
Hey, it's a literal option. Yeah, buddy.
Toggle.
Welcome to the Gadgetron.
Oh yeah.
Interplanetary travels.
So Ratchet's a cool game. So it's like half a platformer, like beat 'em up. Ooh, boy. Please let me change this. Okay, good.
Oh yeah. Who is it that plays like weird inverted? Is that Ben?
I think Ben said he plays inverted. I just don't get it. Like if I tilt my analog stick to the right, I want to turn to the right.
Yeah.
Not the opposite.
And it's not even like
The only time I kind of get it is when you're like in a ship and like that's how the controls would actually work.
it's not even like it has like an excuse like tank control games, you know. So I remember this whole series, the first 3 games. This, Go and Command and Up Your Arsenal are just like bolt collecting machines, but you love it. You're just like, give me them bolts, give me them bolts.
And obviously the major selling point is the tools of destruction. You just get ridiculous weapons.
Yeah, I never played anyone after Up Your Arsenal. A lot of people consider Up Your Arsenal to be the finest one.
Yeah, I personally like the first one the best, and I think I like the second one the second best. The third one's still good, but they did some changes to it. Like, I remember it being like multiplayer focused, and like the campaign had like a bunch of like multiplayer maps that they pretended were like single player stages. It was pretty disappointing to me.
Yeah. How about that Ratchet Deadlocked?
Ratchet Deadlocked is actually a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
It's just a weird game. Not a lot of people like actually give it like a chance.
I would be one of those too. I don't think I ever tried it back in the day.
Up Your Arsenal was a game that like they wanted it to be like more about the shooting and less about the platforming. And Ratchet Deadlocked does all shooting, no platforming. But because they like focused on it, I think they made it better as a result. And it's still a funny game. It's been a while since I played it.
To use your download, press the circle button.
Frank looked like he was right next to you. And he's like the whole way over here.
No, he just landed on this planet somehow. But yeah, I don't know how Ratchet will do this. From like all the movies.
He's a marsupial. Remember that period of time from like 2000 to 2008 where like every main protagonist in a like a platformer game was just like a marsupial or something similar,
Or like a mascot. Like
yeah,
character.
like a mascot. Yeah, it was like we want the Sonic people.
It was a lot better than now, which is here's generic celebrity.
I saw
in game.
who was that during E3? I saw was another celebrity that's in a game. It wasn't. I don't. Keanu's not in Cyberpunk, right? He
No,
was
he's
just.
that's the guy you're thinking of. He's in Cyberpunk.
Keanu is in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I don't get it, and it's like
I just will never understand.
these companies are like, how do we make like why are we losing money on games? It's like, how about you go to Keanu Reeves, who's not he's cool, but he's not going to work for like cheap, and you're like
You're paying out the butt.
you're like. Just, yeah, if we get Keanu, it'll get people... It's like, people are going to play Cyberpunk anyway. People have been excited about it for a while.
Here's the rationale why I think celebrity cameos in games is an objectively bad thing. And it's because when you see, like, Norman Reedus in Death Stranding, or Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk, all I see when I see them on the screen is the person in real life, like the celebrity. And I can never suspend my, like, disbelief to, like, immerse myself in the world, because it just looks like a celebrity doing his next job where he got paid $1 million to do it. It's just, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
No, I do not disagree.
You might ask. Using highly sophisticated technology.
And I don't hate, like, familiar actors. Like, there's some voice actors in games and, like, shows that I watch that I like and seek out sometimes because I like their performance, but the entire likeness is just too far.
Drift into the sun where it will explode into a flaming ball of gas, but of course, sacrifices must be made. Thank you for your cooperation. And if you don't like it, you can take your whiny, sniveling, snot-nosed populations, form a line behind me, and kiss my... We're still on?
Get it?
You idiot!
Also, that ponytail is me.
The people on
It's
those
quite literally my
planets are
ponytail.
hoes. Well, good luck getting Captain Quark to help you.
Actually, you could help me. If you could use your ship to take me to the coordinates contained in this infobot, I might be able to gather further information there.
Even if I wanted to, I can't. I'm missing a crucial component of the ship.
Boy, this voice sounds familiar. I'm gonna look it up in a second.
Robotic ignition
Who,
system.
Ratchet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
that?
I, sir, happen to be equipped with the latest
I definitely
robotic
like Ratchet's
ignition
voice,
systems. My programming...
Maybe it's
allows me
just
to start
familiar
any
to me
ship I
playing
choose.
Ratchet back in the
So,
day, but...
I agree to take you to this wherever it is, and you get my ship started for me?
That is what I'm proposing.
Like, my thing is, like... Games back then, they weren't made in, like, months. I get it. But, like, games nowadays take so freaking long, and it's all just because of the graphics. And it's like... I look at this right now,
The absolutely amazing
and, like,
thing...
what's wrong with this? Like, what's... When you're looking at it,
Yeah,
and it's a
it-
PS2 game,
it looks good.
HD'd, you know, but it's like, what about it is you're like, oh, blah! You know what I mean?
This HD remake is definitely very lazy. I don't think they reworked the textures or anything, so this is just how the game looked.
Sorry. Oh, and by
Just
the
in,
way,
like, slightly higher resolution.
But if you could make, like, 2 or 3 games like this in the time that it takes to make, like...
My serial number is V54.
I guarantee you can make 4 games like this in the time it's taking Sony to make Last of Us 2. And it's literally just because McGraths.
Yeah. The absolutely amazing thing about the sequels to this game, I think
So you see,
Going Commando,
it would
Up
be
Your
useful
Arsenal, and
if you
Deadlock
and
were
your
all a
citizens
year
were
apart
not
from each
in the
other,
city when my
which is
men
just
arrive.
insane. I have a feeling that...
And they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Like, they're all good. They all have unique stories.
Unfortunately, you have no choice in the matter.
He's here!
Yes, here.
Hello. I'm late.
The Enbros.
We're on time.
We're playing Ratchet and Clank. Have you ever played this game before?
No.
Okay, so Nick just walked into the room with Diet half and half, a half gallon. He's gonna finish it all by the time we leave. He has a chicken Caesar wrap, fine choice,
What? Wawa?
and
What is this?
mozzarella sticks, all from Wawa.
It's on the way.
I will withdraw my troops.
Tell me you wouldn't leave 5 minutes early to get your primo choice.
I do dislike both, but
very
Wawa
lazy.
is definitely better than Sheets.
I strongly disagree.
I like Sheets, but it's too heavy. Like, I can only eat it...
Yeah, every time I eat Sheets, I just feel like, oh, what did I just eat?
I, like, eat it a couple times a year.
Clank?
The girl at Wawa is cute.
Nice.
Oh,
Ian?
sorry about that.
Wait, didn't you say you
Well,
Yeah,
not
but
leaving the way we came in.
that was the joke because he has long hair. Did you see his hair recently? He like made it very blonde. It's like very blonde.
Like he dyed it
Yeah,
blonde?
yeah, it's like blonder than my hair.
These mozzarella sticks are not good.
That sucks.
I'll tell you what is good. Me finding my iced tea. There it is. It was right next to me all along. Crisis averted, lads.
Okay, can this text box go away?
So, today, lads, I'm drinking Diet Gold Peak iced tea.
Isn't that like the only thing you drink ever?
No, I drink Diet A&W soda. I drink Diet Pepsi at work. I want to drink Turkey Hill iced tea because it's honestly my favorite, but I'm very spooked about the whole kidney stones thing.
Yep.
And, like, legitimately, if you had to ask me of things I want to do in my life, having a kidney stone is very low on the list.
Well,
Just,
I don't think having
go on
one
a
is
roller
that bad.
coaster.
Okay, having to pass it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just very low on my list. So, I'll, like, for, like a, every once in a while, like, recently we watched this really cool, I know this sounds weird, this really cool wrestling, pay-per-view. Dude, that's for all you CIB Prime, Nick put a mozzarella stick inside his chicken Caesar wrap. You see it right now? Oh, baby.
It looks pretty good.
Hey, so this text box. Okay, it just went away.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so like I get Turkey Hill once in a while. It is my favorite. Like the Diet iced tea, it has like almost like a thicker texture. I like Gold Peak.
Yeah, that's the kidney stone in there.
I like Gold Peak most of the time because it really is like almost like water. Like it's very like watery and fresh. And I should also point out, since no one else in my family likes it, I drink straight out of the bottle because that's what 30-year-old dads are supposed to do. Just drink straight out of the Gold Peak thing.
That's what I do.
It's literally you are staking your claim to your territory. You open it up and you say, "This is mine, bruh."
Everything in the fridge is mine.
Oh yeah. How based is that, Nick?
It's pretty basic.
Because I'll come home and I'll be like, "Where's the blah blah blah?"
Look, plumber's
And it's
crack.
just not there.
I said, look, the
That's the
plumber's
worst.
back.
All right, wise guy.
Oh, yeah,
you
I have
got
to look
one of
up
them escape
Ratchet.
Transports.
Escape transports.
Newsflash: giant robots attacking. The escape transports are taking all the rich folks off this goddamn planet.
Yeah,
So why aren't
darn.
you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
So I like how
I wish Wart was here.
Working
I like
people
it-
have to wait for
I like how
capital
most
status.
Well,
of
got
the
anything rifle on
cutscenes
board?
have
I got this
subtitles,
thing
but like
chose
that
two
one with the guy with the
weirdos
ponytail didn't.
got
It seems like the
coordinates
pre-rendered
to a
ones they
desert
don't.
planet.
Yeah, the pre-rendered ones don't. But these look better than the pre-rendered
Yeah.
ones. I mean, it's probably because of the HD.
500 volts.
It's like in some other. Oh, what am I thinking of? There's another HD remaster where the cutscenes aren't done, but the game itself is done. Is that Final Fantasy X I'm thinking of?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Where the cutscenes are beautiful, but I'm sorry, where the gameplay is beautiful, but the cutscenes like aren't touched at all. Is that Final Fantasy X I'm thinking of, or is that Silent Hill 2? Might be both.
That's crazy. I would think that if they had the source files, they would just have to re-render them.
Final Fantasy X, like the HD, they like redid all of the models, and Titus looks like a 12-year-old Asian boy.
I thought his name was Titus.
Did you see that
I
guy
say
on the left?
Titus
That was Skid
because
Mark.
it's way better than
No, Captain Quark.
Titus.
Yeah, Titus
I doubt
is.
it. He's a pro
If you're gonna say that, you might as well say
Oh, he's going
Aerith
on
and
about
just.
how cool he
Yeah, I don't
Move
care.
to Japan.
I don't care if
Well,
canonically it's
I've never
Aerith.
seen him.
I say Mako, so.
Gadgetron.
Here we go.
New
What do I
coordinates
say?
for new planets.
Me.
Now
I
that
say
you have the
Mako.
infobot for Planet Arena, you'll need to find a ship.
Nobody
to
said
fit.
Mako until
To
they
enter
entered Cerberus.
look-around mode, press and hold the L1 button.
Okay, so the guy who did Ratchet is like not super big. I guess. I don't know.
It does nothing that you recognize.
He's Michelangelo in TMNT the movie. Yeah.
Like the original from
No,
the
2007.
80s? Oh.
He's additional voices in FF7 Aberrant Children.
Wow.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy 15
Hi there, Fuzzball.
Complete or something?
That's a weird
Comrades? Wait, no way. this movie on Netflix. That's so weird. Called The Highwaymen with Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner. It's pretty good. He's freaking Clyde from Bonnie and Clyde. He's like a main character in that. Weird. But like didn't do anything else. Like everything else he did is like voices, and then he's like a freaking main character. Go figure. Too bad Parker's not here. He can tell me the whole story about how movies are made.
Yeah.
And what every movie ever has every voice actor. I will say it's my fault Parker can't be here this time. We're recording on Friday, June 14th of current year.
Like, can you make it like tomorrow or something?
Yeah, he could have made it tomorrow, but I have to go over to...
look at me, I have plans.
I have to go over to Ryan Miller's house because his child is having a birthday party.
Imagine having kids.
Dude,
I can't.
I imagine it every day, and then I just go to sleep at 10 p.m. So Ryan's wife came in today and was like, I'm looking to get him a gift because he told you about his bread thing he's doing, right?
What's left to get?
Well, here's the thing. So I was like, I can't...
I did hear about it.
Yeah, so like today was his final day before he starts his bread route, and I was like, okay, well I can't get him anything Nintendo because I'm not even chancing it. And I was like, I'm just gonna find him something random, Super Nintendo, because he's been doing that recently. I'm gonna ask him how he liked it, but I went to the back and she was like, well, I don't want to go crazy, like 20, 30, 40 bucks, and I was like, yeah, it's understandable. Whereas Ryan would be like, give me them games! I found him Super Widget for the Super Nintendo. It's a 20-buck game.
Super Widget.
Yeah, it's, if I show you a picture, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's an Atlas published game for Super Nintendo.
I'm surprised it's not $200.
Yeah, I know, right? I just got the Nintendo version recently. I forget where and how. But the Nintendo version, of course, sucks, and the Super Nintendo one's actually good. Does that ring any bells at all? Super Widget?
I've
Yeah.
seen it. I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
any
actually a
of it.
pretty good game. And like I said, it's made by Atlas, and it's just like... And I was like, you know what? I know he doesn't have it, and I don't think he's gonna be like, I hate it. It's not like we play games anyway. He tries it out one time. Like, he got Knights of the Round from you, I think, and he's like, I played it once and was like, yep. Just some friggin' beat 'em up.
It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Captain Quark is based.
He's cool.
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian Snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment
Okay.
isn't functioning properly. That's why I
Really
come
know
to
Quark's
Al's
voice.
Robo Shack
You
for all my electronic needs.
God dang
Al has
right.
been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand
Let's
mouse.
see, Ratchet and
If
Clank,
Al can't
Ratchet
fix
and
it,
Clank.
It's not broke.
Red
Right, Al?
Dead, additional
You said
voices.
it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just
Chet,
fighting
you
crime,
betcha. From Fairly Odd Parents, that's it.
That's funny.
That's it. Because I was like, what? I was like, where's this voice from? This is Chet, you betcha. I
Do
just...
you know what this means?
Maybe my goal in life should be credited as additional voices on any game.
If I had to guess Quark's voice for a Fairly Odd Parents character, I'd say Doug Dividend.
Maybe they're the same.
Sounds very
It's
similar.
possible. I mean, I've never heard of a cartoon to reuse voice actors for different people, right? That would be crazy. I looked at Nick like he's like he's like opposed to it somehow. No!
I hate it.
What? The Simpsons has like 500 voice actors. Every every single character has a different voice. Are you sure? Yes!
Yes,
I've been there. You should see the studio. It's ridiculous.
Oh. They just come in one at a time, actually.
Yeah, they come in one at a time. So, remember that Octuplets episode where there were 8 babies? They got 8 different babies to do the voices. It was it was absurd. And they had to work around nap times and all this. It was just crazy.
Child labor laws are ruining this country.
Why is Ben not here?
That's a thing to say. And you said it.
I mean, once Ferris can actually do work without making me very mad.
Wait, are you gonna be one of those parents that right at 18 you're like, you're out? You're kicked out.
No, I was just meant about the store, like helping out around there. But at this point, I mean, until they're like 10 or 12, it's like, hey, bud, do this. Oh, you're making me do more work. Okay, got it.
Dude, that's my life at CIB. I'd rather just do everything myself than ask anyone.
Fridays stink because there's no George, so I'm just like, Cody, never mind.
Cody's good for here's this to buff and this thing to clean. Okay, I'll do everything else.
Ragging on your employees during the store.
He knows. They know. Tyler's been good recently. Sometimes he gets a little complainy, but we've also not been busy. So, actually today was pretty busy.
Outpost?
I'll help you out if I can work from home.
Today was the best kind of busy in the world. Am I right, retail workers? Where just people come in and they're like,
yesterday
hi.
Sucked.
They're like, hi, I'd like this item. And you're like, great. Or they come in, they're like, hi, I have this not dirty system I want to sell. And it's like, great.
Yesterday, 2 separate times, was the transaction of, I have a million things, now listen to my sob story of why I am selling it. Okay, first of all, my mom died. This is a literal thing that happened yesterday. Second of all, my dad died.
Wait, seriously? Different people told you?
No, like the same person. Not at the. I mean, they didn't die at the same time. But it's like, come on, just let me do the trade. I don't want to hear this.
You should tell them you're taking money off every time they tell you something sad.
So, I was going through the desktop on, well, this desktop that we use this for, and I forgot that I compiled, like, literally 50 pages worth of CIB stories, and I'm like, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for the first part of the CIB book, where I just share all these stories. I totally forgot how I had so many saved, and I'm like, yes.
I'm surprised you just, like, write them down. I usually just, like, stew on them for a little bit, and then I'm just like, okay.
Well, Parker was the real MVP, because he went through our messenger group and, like, somehow found every time we shared a story and just like control pasted it, and I'm like, holy crap, how did you do that? He probably just looked for any time there was like more than like 3 lines of text at the same time, you know, and was like, yep, there it is. But I'm like, damn, it's like 5 years worth of group chats, and he was like, here you go, and I'm like, holy crap. I mean, I've had people tell me, like, you know, the standard stuff, they need money for food and gas and inhalers. I'm lucky this didn't happen at CIB. It happened at a previous place I worked, but the lady was like literally like begging for money, and she had like nothing, and it was very awkward. Like the stuff she had to trade in was like stuff I would just like not even put in the garbage.
It doesn't happen that often, but I do remember happening a couple times over the years.
Yeah, and you're just like,
There was the worst one by far was someone that was like desperate for money and had a broken PSP, and when I was like, hey, this is broken, I can't really take it, then they accused me of drinking it. That was rough. That was really rough. That was probably my least favorite transaction in the history of CIB.
I mean, I can't blame you. And it's like, what did I've heard, my new thing that I'm watching nowadays, like, if I'm, like, at the store in the morning doing work and whatever, like, I'll just put this on in the background. It's called Tales from Retail, and it's a guy who worked at GameStop and Walmart, and he'll just share, like, stories, and sometimes it's kind of him just whining, you know, about, like, whatever, and sometimes it's him, like, you know, actually saying, like, you know, not important stuff, but you know what I mean. And yeah, sometimes he said that that's happened before in the past, where it's like, hey, I'm having this problem with the system, and they're just like, you broke it. It's like, what? You saw me stand here and, like, touch it. You know what I mean? That is something that, honestly, is in the back of my head every time, like, you know, like, today someone had an Xbox One that traded in. The controller was crazy. Like, the controller, like, you know, where it just goes everywhere on the screen, and I was like, hey, and I flipped it around, and I was like, so I can take it, you know, for parts, but, I mean, just look at it. You would, like, press up, and it would instantly go down and left, and I'm like, yeah. And they were like, okay. And I'm like, oh. Every single time I say that, I'm like, please don't be like, well, it was working 5 minutes ago. And it's like, was it? So, that is a scary thought. Would you do that, Nick?
What?
Yeah,
I would have them plug it in.
What?
For you to test something, I'd be like, okay, you plug it in. I'm not touching any of it.
But then they'll just be like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you make them move it around and stuff.
So you just like every time a trade comes in, you just put your hands up in the air, and you go.
Oh, actually,
Sir,
there's
please
the
plug
cool-
it in.
yeah, there's
Please
the-
plug it in.
I wouldn't. No, you don't have to do that. Just like step away, keep doing whatever work you're doing, and let them do it.
Dude.
I mean, either it works or it doesn't.
Dude.
I think maybe like an actual good idea would be like, here's this paper that you have to sign.
Oh my god, every time.
It might get to that point. For not us, but for like other places.
Yeah, for like GS and stuff like that. Well, apparently they have like... I think they either have to like verbally get commitment from at GS at GameStop. They have to get either verbally get commitment from someone when you're gonna reset the system, or like have them sign something. I think.
Oh, cool! I have 2 little guys. They're just somewhere.
Because like